old in with the new. The first day of spring is just 2 days away, and now is the perfect time to start getting rid of all that junk that you've stored away or collected over time. Well, joining me with tips on how to spring clean while repurposing items around your own home is event planner and designer Swan Lee. Good morning, Swan. How you feeling this morning?
Good morning.
So, look, everybody is in the mood right now. We know spring is coming, and now is a good way to restart. So, what's the best way to spring clean?
You know, you have to be motivated, right? It's a large undertaking, a huge task to do. The very first thing that you need to do is turn on some music.
Turn on some music?
Turn on some music. Your favorite tune will take you a long way. Trust me. Open those blinds, get the sunlight in, right? And then, of course, get organized. Have a strategic plan, right? That's the very first thing, and take it room by room, right? Okay. My spouse loves to just do a little here, do a little there. You don't really accomplish things unless you have a strategic plan and you take it room by room, right? And kind of have a purpose of where you want to start, what's the end goal, and then of course, go green. Try to use environmentally safe products, right? If there's times where you can use less products and more hot water and steam and treat that way, definitely go that route.
So all part of that strategy and plan. Now, Swan, what kind of things should we focus on getting rid of? It's probably been a little bit more than a year or so since some people spring cleaned the last time.
Yes, definitely. The very first thing that's always at the top of people's spring cleaning, right, is clothes, right?
I'm guilty.
I'm beyond guilty. I think I've taken up most of the closets in the home, right? And so the very first thing you want to do, the average person, if you haven't worn it in 6 to 8 months, it's probably safe to say you may not. But if you're high maintenance, you have a lot of events like me and things of that nature, rule of thumb, I'll give myself a year, 15 months, right? Because I'll repurpose it. But making sure that things that decluttering where you can, right? And a great tool to do is always to give back. That's your way of repurposing, right? There are plenty of transitional places that you can repurpose to. And if you're one of my friends, we trade and swap all the time.
Okay.
Because we're all extra, right? So we trade and swap clothing. And then, of course, for the parents out there, toys. There are entirely too many toys all over. So be sure to declutter those toys. If they haven't touched it, haven't played with it, it's stuck in the toy chest, it's time to get rid of those toys and maybe develop a swap between your friends that are parents or your family members, where you all trade every 3 to 4 months. That way you don't have to have so much and you can kind of rotate.
Yeah, and you know one thing, I'm in the process of spring cleaning, cluttering out my closets. The pandemic has showed me how much accumulation I have. I'm a shopper at times. And you know, during the pandemic, didn't buy so many suits. But I noticed that with weight change, I have some things that I may not wear. In addition to charity, Swan, I found that there are some universities in town that have business closets now. So that's one thing to keep in mind too, that check with your local schools. They may have some opportunity to have those clothes donated.
Glad you brought that up. I know Paul Quinn has a professional closet, so that's a great place to donate your items. And if you're like me, you probably have multiple sizes and they can definitely use them.
Hey, Swan, lastly, if folks want to find out a little bit more about you and how they can get in contact with you, where do you find you?
Absolutely. Go to Swan7 Productions, www.swan7productions.com, and then on Instagram, Swan724, and you can see how we transition and repurpose rooms for your event experiences.
Swan, thanks for always bringing your point of view and perspective. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we will be right back.